Welcome, everybody. This is a live show of the ARMR Report. ARMR stands for Algorithmic Risk Management Research. This is a live trading desk. This is a show about stock market investing. Everything I share with you, all the information that I offer, is information I use in my own personal portfolio and for clients that I run money for, all of whom have their assets at Interactive Brokers. That's our affiliation here at Rosenthal Capital Management. Today, we're going to talk about the cannabis investing theme. It's one of our favorites. We've been on it since last August when Constellation Brands put $4 billion into Canopy. Been a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs. This is not a cheerleading channel. I tell it like it is. I tell you when we're long, and I tell you when we're cautious. So those of you who've been following this know that I've been cautious on the space for the last month or so in a major way, and really starting to get cautious even before that. So today's discussion is how to handle what's going on and what's the most important about the cannabis investment theme, not cannabis long-term as an investment theme. Nothing has changed there. It's going to be phenomenal. But what's happening right now that's affecting these stocks, and how do we want to trade/invest in these stocks because of it? We're going to deal with CannTrust. We're going to deal with Curaleaf. We're going to talk about Charlotte's Web and other names as well. I'd like to start by saying this is a show where I share my knowledge after 30 years plus of doing this professionally. I'm not telling you what to do. I can't possibly do that. I don't know you. If you want me to help you literally with your portfolio, you got to call me and we can chat and see if we should work together. But for YouTube and for this channel, what I'm trying to do is educate you, give you some thoughts about how I run my own capital, and start to exercise your own mind on how to make these decisions. So everything I do in my portfolio begins and ends with risk management. I don't care how much I love an investment or an investment theme for that matter. And I love the cannabis investment theme. It does not mean I hold these stocks as they plummet. And I'm saddened when I see some of you emailing me, calling me, text messaging me, whatnot, and you're telling me that you're riding CannTrust all the way down. I don't get it. I've spent time on the show over and over and over again talking about stop losses and risk management. You cannot force your will on the market. You cannot. In fact, I think I should add that. I'm going to have to add that to my blog post. You can go to rosenthalcapital.com. You can go to our algorithmic research, and you'll see a blog post called Rules of the Road, where I have a list of rules that I've developed and I continue to develop over 30 years doing this. And I can't believe it's not on there. I need to add one. The one I need to add is you can't force your will on the market. Just because you think, and I think, that cannabis is great, if the stocks are going down, you have to already have in place your stop loss procedure so that your emotions don't get in the way. See, they're killing these stocks now, and I love it because I got a boatload of cash ready to put the money back to work. I keep doing my research. I'm high grading the portfolio. I'm working on my whiteboard. It's right back over there. It's a whiteboard, right? I got my names, my favorite names. I know which ones continue to crush it on an earnings and revenue standpoint. And those are the stocks I'm going to want to own when this sell-off is over. So the fundamental research never stops. And everything that's happening right now that's killing the space does not fundamentally change the bedrock of the investment theme. What's that theme? Marijuana is Schedule S1. It's federally illegal. Rapidly, states are making it legal. The federal government is going to make changes. We will see laws passed over the next couple of years. They will drive investment into this space. We are seeing a perception change. People are no longer just looking at weed as a way to get high and have fun, and they're realizing there's real medicinal value. On my Twitter feed, if you follow hashtag ARMR Report, ARMR Report, I constantly update with tweets new medical trials, medical journals, new research reports proving the validity of the thesis that marijuana has serious medicinal values. This is going to create huge investment opportunity. That does not change the fact that if you look at our website, on the landing page, on the home page, I have for you model portfolios at Interactive Brokers, conservative, balanced, and aggressive. If you look in there, you will know that our conservative accounts have had zero exposure to cannabis for over a month. Zero. As these stocks are plummeting, our conservative accounts are in cash. Their cannabis part of the portfolio is in cash or invested elsewhere. And for the balanced and aggressive, we weren't over, what, was 5% for balanced, 10% for aggressive. And we've been cutting that back for the whole month. And if you look right now, you'll see we have 2%. 2%. Our favorite position. We maintain a small exposure to our favorite position. Now, let's talk about what's happened here, this perfect storm that's wrecked the space. Number one on the agenda is CannTrust. And I did a bonus coverage 2 weeks ago when the news initially broke. Go watch it again. It's on our cannabis playlist. You'll see it. Bonus coverage, CannTrust. I said the minute the news broke, this is a major problem for the industry. It's very possible CannTrust will go out of business. Okay? And I explained on that bonus coverage that it's a problem for the cannabis investing theme because it creates massive uncertainty. You don't know where Health Canada is going to go next. If they found fraud in one major LP in Canada, will they do an audit of all of them? Is there more? This is how institutional investors think. Okay? And they shoot first and ask questions later. They just get out of Dodge. This is why these stocks are getting crushed. CannTrust down another 20% today. I think the company's going to go out of business, and I told you that when the news broke a couple weeks ago. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they'll just get a fine. Who knows? Maybe they'll just have a fine. But there's serious fraud there, and it starts to throw into question all the other names, even if it's not fair. This is how money is run. Fear usually guides people. So you say to me, well, I'm not afraid. I'm going to hold it. Guys, this is not about ego. This is not about fear or whatever. You want to not act like everybody else. But at the same time, just holding it because you believe in the company while the whole group's getting destroyed, that's ego. That's forcing your will on the market. I don't care if it's cannabis stocks, energy stocks, technology stocks. When you take a position, before you ever click that button and say buy, before you go buy, like Kramer would say, you have to know what your stop is. How much are you willing to lose? And get out when that happens and stop asking questions. I don't even care if you get out for a day. Just get out for a day and rethink your investment theme. You'll find that if you think to yourself, well, I'm just going to get out just for today. I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to do some rethinking, do some more research, okay, that you'll realize you'll save yourself a lot of money. There are very few times where it reverses and skyrockets higher, okay? You'll have time to step back in at cheaper prices. You've got to manage your emotions. So we have a problem with CannTrust that's infecting the entire Canadian space at a time where these guys are not going to show blowout earnings for the next couple of quarters. And that's something else I've covered on this channel. Go watch them. I'm explaining this to you. Q4, all these Canadian LPs are ramping up grow to hit the edibles that are only able to be sold in December. So you got a big spend. This is a farming business. This is not technology. This is not internet stocks. It's farming. You have big grow, costs a lot of money, right? And then you get the benefit when you sell all the product. Well, that's not going to happen until probably Q1 of 2020. So we're in this vortex. We've got this terrible news from CannTrust and no short-term catalyst from an earnings standpoint. There's been a lot of great things on the legal front. It looks like Congress is really working to fix some of the problems in the cannabis industry, but that takes time also. You're not going to wake up one morning and say, oh, gee, there was a vote last night I didn't see coming, and these stocks are up 50%. It's not going to happen like that. You'll know when the vote's coming, and you can position in front of it if you want. So those are slow-moving trains. Now, let's put on top of that a lot of these companies are raising capital. Look what happened to Green Growth. They just announced another capital raise. Stock's getting crushed, down 15% today. I love that idea. I mean, I think Green Growth's a great idea. Stock's getting crushed. That's okay. At some point, I'll buy it. But I'm not going to buy it at a time, where they're building out their processes. They're rolling out product all across the country in 400 different retail outlets. There's a lot of spend involved in that. But they got to raise money for that. And none of these companies can access traditional markets. So all the money they raise is onerous at onerous rates. That's totally unfair to the business. So we're in this vortex. Bad news from CannTrust. Capital raises. When you raise capital, you make that. What that basically means for investing 101 guys, that means more shares are coming out. So you have more supply, same amount of demand, price goes down. Over time, price go back up. But when you dump a lot of shares in the market, price goes down. Totally normal for the stock to drop 15% on a secondary. That happens all the time. I don't care if it's cannabis or any other name. Right? So you have no real earnings driver yet, but you have a lot of capital raises, and you have serious distrust because of what's going on with CannTrust. And this is why we've got this spiraling down of these stocks. It's not because the investment theme's no good. It's just the time's wrong. Now let's look at what happened yesterday. I sent out to all of my subscribers to the ARMR Report Action Alert yesterday a breakdown of what happened between Curaleaf and the FDA. I strongly advise that you subscribe to the ARMR Report Action Alerts. Go to my website, rosenthalcapital.com. A pop-up box will show up. Subscribe to that. It's a free service. You would have received almost as fast as I could write it what was happening and what our interpretation was. I'm going to share with you right now a basic gist of what I was saying. The FDA sent a warning letter citing Curaleaf for a whole bunch of violations that have to do with hemp CBD in products ranging from topicals to pet products and everything in between. The warning letter basically said you're violating FDA rules by marketing these products online, talking about their benefits. You can't even call them a dietary supplement. It highlighted the fact that there's already an approved drug using CBD on the market by GW Pharmaceutical, Epidiolex. We all know that. But they highlighted in this letter, suggesting a precedent. They're saying that because GW Pharmaceutical went through the FDA process of getting approval, everybody has to go through that process with CBD if you want to say it has any benefits. Okay? This is massive uncertainty in the space. You all who know me know that Charlotte's Web is my favorite name in the space. Okay? I do not own it at the moment. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you to sell it or how to trade it. We're different people, okay? You cannot possibly keep up with what it is I'm doing unless I'm running your money. I bought Charlotte's Web early. I made a fortune on the first run. I booked profit. It sold off. I bought it back. It ran up. I booked some profit. Okay, so I'm having fun making money in this stock. I'd like to hold it long term, but at the moment, I'm completely out. That warning letter makes it very confusing to me. As an investor, how do I put money in the space? Because when I go look at Charlotte's Web's website, they're saying a lot of the same things Curaleaf was saying. So either they've received a letter already and they're dealing with it, or they're going to receive one, or I don't know what. The problem is I don't know. Now, I did tweet for you a letter they received in 2017 when they were called Stanley Brothers. It was very similar to the letter that Curaleaf just got. I don't know what that means. All this kind of uncertainty stops institutional investors from putting capital to work. And institutions are what drives stocks higher over time. So we're going to have to get a resolution from the FDA, some clarification. Now, do I think that the FDA is going to say everybody has to spend a lot of money to do a clinical trial to get approval for CBD products they're selling? No, that would be ridiculously extreme. And I really hope that doesn't happen. And that's the worst case scenario. That would literally put these guys out of business. But here's the problem in a more subtle way. If these warning letters force Charlotte's Web and other retailers to change their websites, to overhaul them and rewrite them, that will be lost revenue, okay? So in the short term, that'll be a hit to revenue and earnings. We know this because in Q1, Charlotte's Web changed its website. And when their revenue was a little bit lighter than we thought it should be, the reason on the conference call that they gave was that their web business slowed down because they had done a complete revision. And it takes a while to ramp back up. So if they've got to do another revision, we can assume that will slow down revenue. These are all reasons that in the short term, what's the reason to own the stock? Well, I guess the reason could be someone might take them over tomorrow. Really? Are they going to take them over tomorrow if we have the FDA saying that what they're doing might be in violation of FDA rules? My guess is there has to be resolution. Not to mention the fact that I don't invest and own stocks because I think they might be taken over tomorrow. I hear that a lot from subscribers asking me questions. You can't hold on to these stocks just because you hope you're going to get bailed out by an acquisition. That's a death sentence for investment management. You have to invest intelligently, and every now and then you get rewarded with luck that you wake up in the morning and Procter & Gamble's taken over Charlotte's Web. Who knows? You can't invest for that. You have to invest for the business that you know is occurring at the moment. And so at the moment, for me, I've taken a step back. Now, look, I might be back in Charlotte's Web in a day or a week or a month. I don't know. But the way I run my own money, when things change like this, I take a step back and I breathe and I think and I do research and I reach out to the community that I have here and I talk to different people and gather information. And if the information I gather makes me confident enough, I start looking for new entry points using algorithms. That's how I run money. That's how I suggest everybody run money. Using algorithms to manage risk, doing fundamental research to gather information. I hope this has been helpful today. On Friday, I'll be back at you at 11:30 with a week in review. We'll go back over the energy story. Energy stocks are having a nice run today. We'll see if that continues. Okay? I hope it's been helpful for you guys. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, right? Comment, certainly subscribe. I look forward to talking to you guys again on Friday. Take care.